6 p.m. Pakistan Standard Time. Assalamu alaikum. This is Radio Pakistan. The news read by Aisha Nayab. First, the headlines. Yawm-e-Takrim-e-Shuhada was observed today to pay rich tribute to martyrs who laid their lives while protecting motherland. Army Chief says the nation will never forgive those involved in desecrating memorials of martyrs. Prime Minister has directed for restoration of Radio Pakistan Peshawar's historic building set ablaze by miscreants. Foreign Minister says Pakistan's foreign policy is guided by national interest, pragmatism and constructive engagement. All Parties Hurriyat Conference has criticized Indian government to mislead international community about prevailing situation in Indian illegally occupied Jammu and Kashmir. Fifth unofficial one-day international between Pakistan Shaheens and Zimbabwe Select is underway in Harare. And now the news in detail. The nation, on the occasion of Yawm-e-Takrim-e-Shuhada Pakistan being observed today, paid rich tribute to the martyrs of Pakistan who rendered ultimate sacrifice in the line of duty for ensuring integrity, sovereignty and honor of the nation and motherland. Inter-Services Public Relations in a statement today said the sacrifices of Shuhada are eternal, will continue to inspire future generations of countrymen and will never be forgotten irrespective of vicious propaganda by the enemies of Pakistan. The main ceremony of Yawm-e-Takrim-e-Shuhada Pakistan was held at General Headquarters in Rawalpindi today. Chief of Army Staff General Asim Munir visited the Martyrs Monument, laid floral wreath and offered Fatiha. Later, prominent personalities also laid the floral wreath at the Martyrs Monument. These included, amongst other, the families of martyrs, students, senior veterans, and Inspector General Islamabad Police, the Director General Anti-Narcotics Force, the Regional Police Office Rawalpindi, the Commissioners of Islamabad and Rawalpindi, cricketers Babar Azam and Muhammad Rizwan, and Radio Pakistan's newscaster Ishrat Fatma. Meanwhile, separate ceremonies were held at Naval and PAF headquarters in Islamabad. At the Naval headquarters, Naval Chief Amjad Khan Niazi laid floral wreath at the Martyrs Monument. At PAF headquarters, Air Chief Zahir Ahmed Babar laid floral wreath at the Martyrs Monument. A ceremony was also held at the JS headquarters Rawalpindi, where Chairman Joint Chiefs of Staff Committee General Sahir Shamshad Mirza also paid tribute to martyrs. Army Chief General Syed Asim Munir says the nation will never forgive those involved in desecrating memorials of martyrs and harming their dignity. Addressing police officers, jawans and relatives of the martyrs of police during his visit to police line Islamabad today, he made it clear that such acts cannot be tolerated. The Army Chief said what happened on 9th May is extremely regrettable and condemnable. Prime Minister Mohammad Shehbaz Sharif has reaffirmed his commitment to take stern action against miscreants involved in attacking the civil and military installations on 9th and 10th May. Chairing a meeting regarding law and order situation in Khyber Pakhtunkhwa at Governor House Peshawar today, he said the people involved in terrorist acts will be trailed according to law. The Prime Minister said those involved directly or indirectly will be dealt with iron hands. He said the miscreants attacked civil and military installations and did what our enemies could not do in 75 years. On this occasion, the Prime Minister was briefed about the overall law and order situation in the province. Prime Minister Mohammad Shehbaz Sharif has directed to start work immediately for restoration of the historic building of Radio Pakistan Peshawar, which was completely destroyed and get ablaze by the miscreants during violent incidents on 9th and 10th of May. He issued these directives while addressing a ceremony during his visit to Radio Pakistan Peshawar today. The Prime Minister expressed his dismay over the loss of precious and historic archival record that was completely destroyed and torched by the violent mob. This is Radio Pakistan. Foreign Minister Bilawal Bhutto Zardari has said Pakistan's foreign policy is guided by national interest, pragmatism and constructive engagement. Addressing convocation of Fizaiya Medical College in Islamabad today, he said, "We have worked day and night towards the betterment of Pakistan's relations with all international partners." The foreign minister said it is a matter of great satisfaction that despite enormous challenges faced by Pakistan at domestic and international fronts, a vibrant foreign policy is being pursued for protecting Pakistan's interest at international level. He said the recent achievements on diplomatic front include exit from FATF grey list and creation of the Loss and Damage Fund at COP27 for countries impacted by climate change related calamities. Pakistan has appreciated China, Saudi Arabia, Turkey, Egypt and Oman for not attending the G20 meeting in the Indian illegally occupied Jammu and Kashmir. At weekly news briefing in Islamabad today, Foreign Office spokesperson Mumtaz Zahra Baloch said these countries have stood for international law and for the primacy of a UN charter. The spokesperson said Pakistan had categorically rejected India's move to host the meeting of G20 Tourism Working Group in Srinagar. She said India has clearly failed in hiding the reality of Indian illegally occupied Jammu and Kashmir behind a veneer of normalcy as demonstrated by low-level representation and the absence of a number of important invitees at the Srinagar meeting. Pakistan's Hajj mission in Medina is taking swift and coordinated measures to resolve the complaints of intending pilgrims. In an interview with Radio Pakistan correspondent Javed Iqbal in Medina, in charge of Main Control Office Medina, Imtiaz Siddiqui said 84 complaints were received in the last few days, out of which 80 complaints have been resolved. The remaining 4 complaints are currently being processed. Imtiaz Siddiqui said the Main Control Office has successfully attained a remarkable 95% complaint resolution ratio. The All-Party Hurriyat Conference has deplored that Narendra Modi-led Indian government is restoring to nefarious tactics to mislead the international community about the prevailing grim situation in Indian illegally occupied Jammu and Kashmir. The APHC in a statement in Srinagar said, on one hand, the Modi regime has usurped all basic rights of the people of the occupied territory, while on the other, it is attempting to hide its crimes by holding events like G20 meetings. It said under the prevailing circumstances, it is an obligation on every justice-loving person of the world to become the voice of oppressed Kashmiris. Canada and Saudi Arabia has agreed to restore full diplomatic ties. The Saudi Foreign Ministry in a statement said the decision comes after a discussion between Saudi Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman and Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau on the sidelines of the Asia-Pacific Economic Cooperation Forum in Bangkok in November last year. The Canadian Foreign Ministry said that Jean-Philippe Leuteux will be the new ambassador to the kingdom. The United Nations Secretary General Antonio Guterres met with Jordanian Foreign Minister Ayman Safadi in New York today. During the meeting, they discussed efforts to reach a political solution to the Syrian crisis and provide the necessary support to the UN Relief and Works Agency for Palestine refugees. Iran has successfully test-launched a ballistic missile with a potential 2,000 kilometers range. Iranian Defense Minister Mahmoud Reza Astani, in a statement in Tehran, said the domestically built Khyber missile's outstanding features make it a tactical and strategic weapon. South Korea has successfully launched its homegrown Nuri rocket and placed working satellites into orbit. In a statement, South Korean President Yoon Suk-yeol hailed Nuri's launch, saying it will give the country a competitive edge on the global space race. In the 5th unofficial one-day international against Pakistan and Shaheens in Harare, Zimbabwe select were 68 for 4 in 15 overs a short while ago. Batting first, Pakistan scored 314 runs for the loss of 6 wickets in 50 overs. And finally, the weather report. Partly cloudy weather is expected in most parts of the country during the next 12 hours. However, rain, wind and thunderstorm is expected in Upper Punjab, Kashmir and Gilgit-Baltistan, while isolated rain is likely at isolated places in Upper Khyber Pakhtunkhwa. And that is the end of the news. For more news and analysis, log on to our website radio.gov.pk and also watch live video streaming of our bulletin on the link facebook.com/Radio Pakistan News Official.